Good morning, Rabbi Isai. leilo Nishmas Yeshuos Mordechai. As there's a little bit of a discrepancy between the time that I announced and the time that is advertised, which didn't come yet. So we'll start off with the Yedias Hashas, then we'll go to the emails, and by then, whoever is supposed to be here will be here. And there weren't that many Yedias Hashas this week, although I should be more makbid and try to get one in maybe every day. So let's start like this. Moed B'knas Potter. Today's shir is being sponsored for all those that are in harm's way, all the chayalim, the front lines, even now that they're not fighting today per se, but their lives are in great danger, and all the chayalim, the thousands of injured, the neshamas, the mishpachas who need a lot of hugging from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and all those who are still captured. So Moed B'knas, I said no. leilo Nishmas Yosef Mordechai. Moed B'knas Potter, the famous. Most of these are very famous. You saw this Moed B'knas Potter, and that is if there is a knas, whatever it is, shloshim shaleved, and you admit to it, you are Potter. Hezek. Oh, it's not on the thing. Okay, like this. Thank you. Hezek Chaneh Nikar. There's certain times that you damage something where you can't even see, like Tumah Tahara, that sort of thing. If you come after a loan, let's say, and you want to go after a piece of real estate that was sold off after you gave the loan, you don't go after that. You go after the money that's available. Misha Parah is you get a curse if you break your word, even if, let's say, you don't have the you didn't do the right kinyan or whatever, but you made a deal with somebody. Misha Parah Manchidar Hamav Medar Haflogu Asli Parah Mishaino Oimed B'Diburoi. Shtar Tirfa. What does Shtar Tirfa mean? It's when Bezdin writes a shtar that say that they took the Mishuabadim and they gave it to somebody. So they give you a receipt. Basically means a receipt. There's a Kelev Anveyu, it's not a mitzvah. There's a mitzvah to beautify mitzvahs, to get a nicer esrig, not just to go for the cheapest one in the store, to get something nicer. It's actually machlokes Rashi and Taisus if you're supposed to get a larger one, or means a third of your money. But bottom line is you should spend more money on mitzvahs. Koifer means when you kill a slave, you have to pay, you have to pay the amount. There's a certain amount per each person is different, and it's through. I wrote over here that the slave was killed with a shart. Because if you kill a slave, you chayav misa. Kamle b'derab minei. That's the song we had. If a person is chayav a bigger oynesh, let's say he's chayav misa, so he doesn't have to pay the monetary damage that he did. You don't charge him twice. If he pays with his life, he doesn't pay. Apoitiki means apoite hey kai. A person says, I want you to charge me later, or you'll collect later from this. He puts this aside. Apoite hey kai. It's 3 words. It's an abbreviation of 3 words from here. Kiyanagav, the famous Kiyanagav. You buy a piece of real estate and it has metaltalin, movable objects. So you just do 1 kinyan on the real estate, you kind of the metaltalin. Bechar loy, not lamed aleph. It's not mesechtes bechar. A bechar is not sold. When you have a firstborn, you have to treat it with respect, even if even if it has a mum, and you get to eat it without bringing it to the Beis Hamikdash, but still you have to treat the meat with respect. You don't sell it in a butcher shop, and you don't weigh it. Shalom Aleichem, Mitvach. Shor Tam. Rabbi said this is even a get to today's sugya. Shor Tam, you pay for Megufay. What does Megufay mean? Remember, Megufay means. We'll get some more seats here. The seats over here. You can sit over here. Megufay means. Does the Olam remember what Megufay means? up until its body, but the value of its body. So let's say he caused tens of thousands of dollars of damage, and this animal's only worth $500. You only get half a nezek, up to $500. Chas nevela. So talking about a tam who kills an animal, so he pays half of the damage. He caused $100 damage, he pays $50. Now, the half animal, the part, he only pays the 50, but what if there's a dead animal here? And that dead animal is worth $10. So he only has to pay 40, not 50. But that dead animal starts going bad until they get to Bezdin. So now it's only worth $5. That loss is not the damagers, it's the damaged. The one that owns the dead animal, he's responsible, even though we don't like that. Okay, so that's what we have until today. We're going to read a couple emails and we're going to the shir. This is by Shelly and Sima Weiss. Shelly is a man, I'm assuming. I enjoyed your AI-generated video today of a goat jumping from a wall. I'm reading this because it's not an AI-generated video. The AI-generated pictures. The charts and everything else is hand-drawn. It's a whole different story. So I have to make a macha. It's not AI-generated. It takes many hours. And so the 3D is also not AI. I wish AI would have it. They don't have that yet. However, the Gemara also mentions a dog, so I'd like to provide you with a video for that. Enjoy. Shelly Weiss, Dallas, Texas. I'm not going to show that video because it's a gishmaki video of a dog jumping, but it's not what we were looking for. I was looking more for a dog who put its feet on the wall and then jumped. His dog just jumped right off the couch, so that doesn't help us. Dear Belly, it's been a while since I wrote to you, end of July, about my kidney plight. Yesterday I received a magical phone call I've been waiting for. Renewal organization called to tell me that they have a match for me, and I've been giving a transplant date December 18th of this year. Wow. A great Hanukkah present from Hashem. For this past year, I've upped my game in davening, saying Tehillim, and started doing the daf with you, even though I do fall behind a little every once in a while. So thank you to all the people who will help me get through the stage in life, and most of Hashem for giving me this opportunity to have a longer life. It's unbelievable what people go through in life. You have to be dependent on somebody else to get to donate and whatever. I'm hoping to a better and longer life and wishing a rafur shlema to all other Chayli Yisrael and a quick ending to the Matzah Ben Yisrael in our favor. Am Yisrael Chai. Keep davening for me. Pesach Moshe Ben Hinda Bracha. Pesach Goodman in Miami. Beautiful. Shkoyach for sharing. Dear Belly, thank you for your daily daf. I listen when I need it. In addition to my local in-person daf, please see attached photo of my son's unit returning from Gaza this morning. Baruch Hashem, all well. Please note in the background the support that the daf Gizar Chayalim. There's a truck there that says daf, if you noticed. May Hashem continue to keep them safe, return our hostages, and most importantly, bring Mashiach speedily in our days. High regards. Name supplied confidentially. Okay, I didn't say his last name. Baruch Hashem. Wow. Okay, close call there. I'm showing this because I spoke about this individual. He said in the beginning of the war, he said that he found out that his daughter is dead, and that he's very happy she's dead because the suffering that a kidnapped person goes through is unimaginable. I hear that. I said at the time, and I said, that's not my hashkafa. I think that every minute that we live is life, and the chance that she has to get out and create a life for herself. And then when he found out that she's alive, he took it back. So here she is. She was released. It happens to be, I heard, and again, these are all hearsay, and it's not really Negeah. He's not Mishalanu. This particular, maybe that's why he has a different hashkafa. But okay. The Masechta is sponsored for the unity of Am Yisrael. Perek Keitzad Regel. You're on time. We just started a few minutes earlier because there's a in between. For the unity, the Masechta sponsored for the unity of Am Yisrael. Perek Keitzad Regel, table 6 for Naftali Ben Channa, who was in skiing accident 2 years ago and is paralyzed from his waist down. Reb Chaim said we should learn Perek Keitzad Regel for him. Nishmat Zechrya Ben Moshe, Nishmas Zechrya Bas Yosef Parnas HaChodesh, Rafur Shlema, Deba Dvora Ba'asara, the mother of Gershon Ben Moshe, who works extremely hard, especially when I'm in Eretz Yisrael. He mans all the video equipment at the time. We should try to get some more chairs. And maybe could we bring chairs from here and whatever. Hatzlocha L'zechus Yosef Mayer ben Rochel and yidden worldwide. Parnas HaChodesh, Eli Nishmat, Chaneh bat Elimelech. Parnas HaChodesh, Eli Nishmat, Mendel ben Pinchas. Parnas HaYoim, Eli Nishmat, my grandfather, Reb Asher Shoretz, Reb Asher ben Reb Moshe, Avrohom Meir Farkovits. That's from Avrohom Meir Farkovits. Parnas HaYoim, in honor of the tzaddik of MDY, wishing you much Hatzlocha, you should see Yeshuos B'karov. I don't know what he's talking about. Obviously, he's not talking about me. In honor of the tzaddik of MDY, there's a lot of tzaddikim like Yossi Klein, and we have online with us Mark Ashkenazi. We have a lot of tzaddikim. I don't know who he's referring to. There's others. The art of the month, the Yosef and Chai is sorrowful. The schusim that come from supporting Limanat Torah. Rabbi say we're holding Daf Yomi Amud Beis. We can fly through the Mishnah even though we did it, just to acquaint ourselves with the machlokes that we had the other day. Very easy stuff. Ezut tam ve'zemud. We saw a murdik yisoid. Not everybody knew it. That it's possible for an animal to do tshuva, and once an animal becomes a muad, he can become a tam. Ezut tam ve'zemud muad kol sheyidu b'shleisha yamim. So Rameir says you have to testify. Buad b'va'alav. You testify in court in front of the owner 3 times, 3 days. Has to be 3 days, he says. B'tam. And how do you become from a mu'at to tam? When he sees another animal and he doesn't attack another animal, you see the tshuva, he becomes a tam. Did Rabbi Yehuda? This is sorry, did I say Rameir before? This is Shittas Rabbi Yehuda. Rameir oimer mu'at sheyidu b'shleisha pa'amim. 3 times, even in 1 day. And he says, how do you become a tam? When a child pokes him and upsets him, and he's calm and he doesn't do anything, that's even 1 time. Just gives him a nice poke. Where exactly? I don't know. A place that he could feel it and gets irritated, and he doesn't attack. Says the Gemara, my time of the Rabbi Yehuda. Where did Rabbi Yehuda get this idea that you need 3 days? Oh, I guess I was supposed to show this also. Hold on. Let's go here. This is basically they're trying to finish half a shas tonight. I don't think it's working. I think we still need some help. So the Olam has asked if they could go, take their phone, take a picture of this. It'll bring you straight to and you can pick any daf that's left over. Here's the tzaddik that was nifter last Shabbos, killed in action. Robert Early's son, Yom Mayer. All right, so here's the pasuk. So basically, the learning from these 2 words, tmal, shilshon. Tmal was yesterday, shilshon. Mitmal, the mem is 1 day, tmal is 2 days, shilshon is 3 days. That's how Rabbi Yehuda learns. Now, I don't want to forget this, and it's not 100% to get to this, but there's a beautiful Taiz of Chav Gimel Amud Aleph. I forgot to say it on Friday, and I want to say it now. I just skipped over it. I thought it's very important. The Taiz says on Chav Gimel Amud Aleph, Taiz de Ravasi will Chayiv Balagachelis, where the first time that it becomes wider. So you go 4 lines down, and he says V'nira Mekan L'Daktik, says Taisus. The Yoiser Yesh L'Adam L'Zar Atzur Shel Yazik Acherim Shel Yuzak. A person must be more careful. It's like a switch, says Taisus. You got to be more careful about other people's property than your own property. It's an avera to go be mazik other people's things. You have to be careful. Some people don't care. So I knocked this car. I did this. I ripped this thing. No. Yoiser yesh la'adam lizar atzim shel yazik achem shel yuzak shemuchuyev lishmor gechaltem in akelav av pishem lo yishus the konz basically shel yazik achem. But just want to point that out. A good devar Rebeshi. Omar Abayo. We just started the sugi. My time in the review. Omar Abayo tmol chad mitmol trei shilshim klasim. And you can have some pizza also. There's pizza over there. It's still hot. Take it now before it gets cold. And then the pasuk says, "V'lo yishmer ba'alav asan l'negicha revi'is." That at the fourth time you're already a muad. Rav Amar tmol mitmol chad shilshim trei. Says Rava, you see the red, the black, the mem. We're not going to learn something from the mem. Mitmal, it's tmal. Tmal chad. So no. Rava tmal mitmal chad shilshim trei v'lo yishmerenu idno chayav. So according to Rava, in Rashi at least, Tais argues a little bit. According to Rashi, it seems like on the third time is already a muad. Remeir my timer. What does Remeir say? The San Yomer Remeir richek nigi choysav chayav daf chavdal Amud Aleph. Kirev nigi choysav lekolchken. He says if a animal he struck 3 times on 3 different days, he's chayav. So certainly if he does it in one day, you see his personality. This is his genetic makeup. He's a shtoiser. He's a guy. He's an animal that kicks and then causes damage. It's gewaltig is that if you've been part of the shir, this stuff comes very natural and it's very, very easy and everybody knows it. If not, well, we're going to go through it anyway. You say this in Shas, and we have it over and over. Probably we had it in this Masechta already. The difference between a Zav and a Zava. Zav is a man who has a Re'iyah that's similar to Keri, but it's not. It comes from a disease. A woman is completely different. It's Dam. And their halachas are different. Similar but different. So it says in the Pasuk, V'isha ki yazav zoiv dama, Yomim Rabim. Yomim is how many days? 2. Rabim is the 3rd day. So a woman must have 3 re'iyos in 3 consecutive days. 3 days. Now, I just want to show you this chart. This is like one of the worst charts ever, but this is what I used back in the day before I had Yoshi. A woman has an 18-day cycle with the Reisa. 7 days of Nida, and an additional 11 days of Ziva. Meaning, with the Reisa, 7 days, after 7 days, she's Tahira. If she sees Dam in the blue, from day 1 to day 11, which, I did 10 and 11 small because I'm not an artist, right? If she sees 3 times, 4, 5, 6, I just threw it in there. It could be 7, 8, 9. It could be 2, 3, 4. In the blue days, those are the Ziva days. If she sees 3 times Dam in the Nida days, that she's Nida. There's something called Ziva, nothing to do with Nida. And this makes her a Zava. If she sees 1 day, she's a Zavak Tana. 2 days, a Zavak Tana. 3 days, she's a Zavak Daila. What's a Zavak Tana and a Zavak Daila? Zavak Tana means that she's not a full-fledged Zava. She has to be clean for 1 day. Shemeres Yom Keneged Yom and Mikvah Tar. 3 times, then it's a 7-day process and the whole thing. Now, Korbanos. A man, similar but different. Again, there's no dam by a man, but he has some sort of emission. It comes from a disease. And if he sees 3 times in 1 day, Tomei, he's a Zav Gadol. He has to wait 7 days, bring a carbon. What if he sees once? He's like a Balkari. The hair of Shemesh at night, Tar. Twice, he's also a Zav, a major Zav, but you don't bring Korbanos. Okay, so now let's see. We have some charts here. Just let me just see over here. This is a very important pasuk for us. Vizois. This is talking about a man. I highlighted it 3 times. You see the 3 times that he becomes a Zav, nothing to do with Yamim and Rabim. Remember, by a woman it says Yamim 2, Rabim 3. Over here it doesn't say Yarab. It says 3 times Zav. Great. By the way, Shomale, what's your name again? Remind me your name. Tzvi Unger from Detroit. Shalom Aleichem. So, this is very neged to our sugya, because here we have something similar to our sugya. We have a person who becomes sort of a muad, who becomes a zav in 1 day, doing the same action 3 times in 1 day, similar to an ox goring 3 times in 1 day, versus a woman who doesn't become a zava unless it's 3 consecutive days. Similar to the shita of Rabbi Yehuda that takes 3 days to do it. Okay. Now let's just see this chart. So over here, it's very clear, this chart. If a man sees one Re'iyah, one X, he's like a Balkari. Two X's, that's the second line, then he becomes a Zav, he has to wait 7 days to become Tar. If he has three Re'iyahs, then he has to, on the 8th day, after the mikveh, he brings Korbanos. Chadasoiv and Chadasoiv. By a woman, it goes like this. In the 11 days of Yemei Ziva, first she's 7 days of Yemei. When we get to Masechtas Nida, this is going to be every day the same. There's a lot of talk about the Mei Ziva, the Mei Nida. Okay. If she saw a Re'iyah once or twice, she's a Zav Ktana, and then she Shemeres Yom Keneged Yom. She just has to wait 1 day to become Tar. If she has three Re'iyahs in 3 consecutive days, then she turns into Zav Gdaila. She has to wait 7 clean days, Tvila, and then she brings the birds. So to man. Okay. Good? Okay. Now, says the Gemara, let's see inside. Amrulay, second line from the top. We're all the way on the top. Amrulay, Zava D'chiyach. A Zava will prove it to you. Shericha Kariyosel Tmeya. You're telling me that if an ox gores 3 days in a row, he becomes a muad. Certainly, if he gores 3 times in the same day, he should become a muad. But we see by a Zav, it's not like that. Only if she has 3 Re'iyos in 3 days does she become Tmeya. But if she has 3 years in 1 day, she does not become Tmeya. It's a good raya l'chayra. Let's go back to this pasuk. The first word says, only a man has this idea of 3 times in 1 day. You're right. Logically, you're right. It's a good, what you're saying is right. But what should I do? The Torah gave me a v'zais and locked me in. This idea only applies to men, not to a woman. Ask the Gemara, maybe there's something about a woman that a man doesn't have. And maybe it's coming to say, who told you that it's coming to exclude a woman? Maybe if I cared. Maybe it's coming to tell a man. This is a pasuk about a man. So maybe the pasuk is saying, this is how it's done. If a man sees 3 times in 1 day, then he becomes a zav. What if a man sees 3 re'iyos in 3 consecutive days? Nothing. He's not a zav. Maybe that's what the Torah is saying. Maybe he's different than a woman, that if he sees 3 re'iyos in 3 different days, he's not tamei. There is a hekesh between a man and a woman. So we're going to say that we're going to use this pasuk to say that a man is like a woman, that on 3 consecutive days he also becomes tamei. As the Gemara, if you have a hekesh, let's go both ways. Just like a man 3 times in 1 day becomes tamei, so a woman also 3 times in 1 day should become tamei. Says the Gemara, you can't learn the hekesh because we have a miyut. As the Gemara, but why did you learn the miyut? To exclude a woman, maybe you should exclude a man. V'zais, we have a hekesh. Learn the hekesh that a woman is like a man, that in 3 re'iyos in 1 day, Shalom Aleichem, 3 re'iyos in 1 day comes to Tmeya. But a man should not be like a woman that 3 re'iyos, one after another, in 3 consecutive days, should not be tamei. Why? Because it says v'zais. Well, my reason. Says Gemara, Mistabro, don't worry. This is Daf Yomi. You know what's beautiful about Daf Yomi? A guy just walked in now. We're in the middle of a whole sugya of Zav and Zava. Guess what? We're done with the sugya. In 35 seconds, we're starting a brand new sugya. Umar Reisa. Mistabra, I want to say this also. I heard this a number 3 times today, including with Rabbi Unger tonight. So I want to say this Yisod again. It's kedai to hear it for the people that just started Baba Kama. Maybe I didn't say it since we started Baba Kama. People always ask about Daf Yomi. It doesn't make sense. We're learning so fast, and I forget it. What did I learn yesterday? What did I learn the day before? I don't know. And the answer is, one of the answers. First of all, it doesn't matter. You're learning Torah. It's better than not learning Torah. You're learning Torah here. You're going to learn it up there. But something that's really true and tried is that Yes, you might not remember it today. And all of a sudden, if you do it for a year, 2 years, all of a sudden it starts coming together. When we talk about Zav and Zava, it's like, yeah, this is Pasha. Why are you wasting your time now with this? You're talking about Tum and Tahira. Yeah, of course. You're talking about a Tam and a Muad. Come on, no, let's go. Oh, for the newbies, okay, fine. Now, when I bring out the charts of Tum and Tahira, the guys in Bet Shemesh, they go crazy. You just skip it? Let's go. No, next. That's how it is. But the point is, you don't realize. You might not realize how much you're retaining. It seems like you're not retaining, but all of a sudden, it starts coming together. Says the Gemara, when you talk about a man, you're going to exclude the re'iyos, that he v'zois, like this, zoiv, this is how it becomes tummy. Okay, this is the puzzle that we're talking about. This is the meat we're going to make. If you're talking about re'iyos, you're not going to be mimayit something else. That's our Mishnah, right? We have Machlokes. How do you become a muad? 3 days or 3 times in a row, similar to Zav and Zava. 3 days, 3 times in a row. I mentioned all the way in the beginning of Masechta about an idea of the first words on this Amud. That Remeir says, if you say it, or I'm sorry, not say it, if the bull gored 3 times in 3 different days, and he becomes a muad. So certainly if you did it in one shot, I mentioned all in the beginning. I noticed it today in the art school. Art school brings it, the Maram Ratenberg Rishon. It brings from this Gemara the idea of if you say Mashav Ruach Moed Agashim 90 times in a row, do you have to think, is that enough to say that because you finish Shemona Esrei, you don't, they said Mashav Ruach, I don't know if I said it or not. So if it's within the first 30 days, you're supposed to repeat Shemona Esrei. But after 30 days, since he said it 90 times, most likely you said Mashav Ruach even though you don't remember. What says Ram Ratenberg that from this Gemara you could see, I don't know, he goes like with Remeir, which I think we pass like Reb Yehuda, but anyway, the idea that you do something one after another, like a shard that does 3 times in a row that same day, he becomes a muad. So if you say 90 times that same day, then so other Rishonim say, but wait a minute, you're not training in Mashav Ruach. You're trying to train yourself with an axe. You're trying to see what his personality is. He just brought out his personality by doing it 3 times in a day. He didn't train himself to be a mule. Okay, but nevertheless, it seems like the Shulchan Aruch goes with the Rambam Ratenberg. Okay, Zok the Gemara. How do you become a muad? 3 days in a row. So this is unfortunately me on Motzei Shabbos, not Yoshi, of course. So that's why it's going to look like a chart from 3 years ago. So you have in the Mishnah Rabbi Yehuda Remeir. Rabbi Yehuda is in blue. Remeir is in red. Rabbi Yehuda says a muad is 3 days. A tam, how do you become a Bal Tshuva? By not doing it 3 times. Remeir says a muad is 3 times, and a tam if a kid pokes him. So look what it says over here. So here, take a look. So Rabbi Yossi picks one of each. A muad is 3 days. I just thought it's better to visualize it because you can say a lot of words and not understand. Do you see the screen a little bit? Yeah, okay. We can move it slightly. So muad is 3 days. Tam is just one time. If a kid pokes him and he doesn't go with sugar, just a little bit, because then they won't see. You guys see? You good? Okay. Zog to Gemara. Reb Shimon Oimer. Look at this. Look at the chart real quickly. What happens over here? It's the other 2. He takes 1 and 1. Okay. Reb Shimon Oimer muad kol shidu by shalosh pa'amim. It's 3 times, not 3 days, even in 1 day. You need 3 days to become a tam. Not enough for 1 poke from a kid. says, so it goes like this. Rav Ada Rahava says, like Rabbi Yossi was saying, basically, that you need 3 days. Shari, Rabbi Yossi, look, it's Rabbi Yossi that says it. And we're going to take Rabbi Meir when it comes to kid poking. Shari, Rabbi Yossi, Omar le Rav Nachman. So Rav Nachman, the Rebbe, says in the name of his Rebbe, or Rav Ada Rahava. So the halacha is like Rabbi Yossi. They're going to take a little bit of Rabbi Yehuda and a little bit of Meir. Why do you do this? Yeah, basically, why aren't you saying like Reb Shimon? I know Rabbi Yossi, I like this better. Rabbi Yossi brings his thing. He's very all of Shas. He has his rayas. I go with Rabbi Yossi. Taisa just points out, why don't you just say halacha like Rabbi Yossi? Why do you say halacha like Rabbi Yossi, who says like Rabbi Yehuda and Reb Meir? It just says because that's in the Mishnah. The Mishnah brings Rabbi Yehuda and Reb Meir, so we want it to be similar to the Mishnah. We understand what's going on according to the Mishnah. Okay, new sugya. Again, if you spaced out, time to wake up now. Boilu, shloishi yomin diktani. Why do you need 3 days? Liyahude Torah. What are you trying to do? You're trying to testify about the ox, the bull, that is a paralyzed, or you're trying to warn the owner, hey, you have a problem on your hand. You better take care of this. Is it the human being or the animal that you're trying to warn? There's 3 different or 3 times that the yidden came forward. It doesn't matter if they're coming, let's say, 3 groups of yidden come and testify that on Sunday your bull caused damage. On Monday, the second one says it was on Monday. The third group of yidden come and say on Tuesday. So you have a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. When did they come testify? On one day. Does it make a difference to us when they testified? No. The point is that this bull is a bad guy. And how do I know? Because the yidden testified that it happened on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days in a row. Well, I'm going to tell them, well, no, you're not allowed to testify together. It's not a problem that they're testifying together all on the same day. But if the problem is, if they're coming to testify against the owner, then you can't come on one day. Because they'll say, it's not fair to give me a warning one shot. 6 people come to Bezdin, and 2 say, hey, we're warning you. Okay, that's not fair. You didn't give him a chance to take care of business. Mai, what's that law? Toshma. Okay, halacha, Rabbi say halacha. It says in the pasuk, "Guad beva'alav." It's a testimony. You have to do it in front of Bezdin. The Baldin has to be there. You can't just testify in his absence. Okay. What if they just did it from the Bezdin, but he wasn't there? They did it in front of the Baldin. No good. Here's a very interesting case. Again, I apologize with these charts. We'll call them Motzi Shabbos charts. Okay? There's 3 groups of Edom: the black, the brown, and the white. The first group comes and testifies. What are they testifying? That the bull is a tam. Oh, sorry. So we have 3 groups of Edom. Now, it's fascinating what's going on here. We're talking about Edom that are Edom Zomimim. Okay, back to Makkas. Simple case. The Edom are liars. They come, they say the bull caused damage. What do you mean the bull caused damage? You with Mark Ashkenazi in Phoenix. Yeah? We have you on video. You're not even, how could you say you were there? Okay, they're liars. What happens when they're liars? First group says he's a tam. Second group says he's a tam. Third group says he's a muad. We're not going to go into it 3 times, 4 times. That's not important. Okay? Third group says, let's pretend that the third strike he's out. what happens on the third time? He has to pay a full amount. So let's think about it. When the first group comes and says he's a tam, all they wanted the owner to pay was 50% of the damage. So if you're an 8 zoymim, whatever you intended to do, that's what we're going to do to you. So how much does the first cat have to pay? They're going to have to pay the chatzi nezek. But what happens if this animal was a full-time muad? And because of the third group, we're forcing the owner to pay full amount. So do we take into consideration what the first group said? They're causing, because of their big lie, they're causing the animal to be a muad, and now the owner is going to have to pay on the third damage, he's going to have to pay the full amount. Do we force them to pay that amount or not? The answer is no. Only yes and no. Only if we get all 6 of them. If we get all 6 of them together and prove that they're all liars, then you're going to have to pay, everybody's going to have to pay the full damage amount. But meanwhile, they only pay the half amount. Let's see inside.
Are you saying if they're in cahoots with each other, all 6?
Yeah. Well, sort of. That's what we have to say, and that's the proof of the Gemara, that they have to be in cahoots. If they're not in cahoots, then they don't have to pay. Let's see inside. Okay. Heidu, where there's like a hay over there. Let's say 8 lines from the bottom. Heidu Shnayim Berishayna, come to Edom, the guys in black. Ushnayim B'shniya, the guys in the colorful jackets. Ushnayim B'shlishis, the guys in the white. Hare Kan Shalish Heiduis, there's 3 testimonies, 3 groups, 3 pairs. Vehein Edus Achas Lazama, we consider them one for Azama. What does that mean? Nimsis Kas Rishon Zememes. The guys all the way to the right, the guys in the black jackets, we find out that they're liars. Imanu Yisam, not just liars. Edom testified they were with us. They could not have seen any damage that day. Hare Kan Shtei Iduyos. So what we have left is the colorful guys and the white guys. Vu Potter. The guy, the owner of the bull, does not have to pay the full amount. He doesn't pay Nezek Shalom. What does he pay? Chatzi Nezek. Vehim Pturim, and the liars don't have to pay the Shalom part. But everybody understands that the potter doesn't mean, you should write it in your Gemara if you have a pencil, it doesn't mean they're potter, off the hook. They are chayiv what they wanted to do. They're chayiv the half damage. They're just not chayiv the full damage. Okay, next. Now they found out that the second group, the colorful guys in the center, they're also zoymimim, they're liars. Now we're left with one. Again, the same exact thing. They don't have to pay the Nezek Shalom. He doesn't have to pay the Nezek Shalom. They have to pay Chatzi Nezek. But what if we find that they're all three groups, all 3 pairs are Zayimim, Kulam Chayavim? Then we go back to the black guys and the colored guys, and they all have to pay the Nezek Shalom, which because of them, we almost made the guy pay the full amount. Ask the Gemara, says the Gemara like this: If they all came in one day to testify, then they're all in cahoots. You hear? How? Think about it. Why would the guys in black have to pay Nezek Shalom? They never wanted the owner of the bull to pay full amount. They knew that this is the first time the bull is damaging. So they came to Bezdin and they lied and they said the bull damaged now. That's only half. Why should they have to pay the whole amount? Anybody think about that? Elamai. They came all 6 came together. They wanted the full amount. This guy said, I saw him on Sunday, this guy Monday, this guy Tuesday. But they had one plan to make him play Nezek Shalom. That only works for a boisai if they're coming to testify about a bull. Because you remember, we said you can only testify all 6 in one shot if you're testifying about a bull. But if you're testifying about a human being, you need to take a break. You have to come after the first goring, before the second goring. Each pair has to come at a different time. So Mela, it's impossible that they're coming to testify against the owner. They could only be testifying against, so that's a right that they're testifying about the animal. Yeah, absolutely, the Torah Shapir. Amud Beis. Elo yamas liyudui gavro. If you say that they're coming to testify about the owner, Leimru Hanoch Kamoi, the first guy should say, Anami Aviyadina the boss of Shlishi Yomi also Hanami Yadilay. Did I know that after 3 days, it says over here, let's say on the side, it should take it out probably. Closely, the boss of Closely Yomi doesn't take it out. Okay. The point is, okay, you need a break between each testimony. They can't all come to the Beis Din at the same time. So Mela, obviously, if the first pair could say, we didn't know about the second and the third guys. What do you want from us? Why should we pay Nezik Shalom? You don't pay Nezik Shalom because they testified 2 months ago that this bull caused damage, and today he pays full damage. That's why they should pay full damage. That doesn't work like that. They have to be in it today. I said this to Rav Kahana. Let's just say before I forget. The turning the daf, I forgot to put the Zanu Lashon here. Turning the daf, let's see if I remember. By Chaneh Rebech. Lili Nishmas, Binyamin Meir Ben Zev David, my holy nephew, son of Robert and Jen Early. And another one, Leilo Nishmas, Binyamin Meir Ben Zev David. Shama should have an aliyah. Unbelievable. And Rabbi side, it's a good time. If you want to do something for Klal Yisrael, for this mishpacha, because I remember when we learned, I forgot how much we learned for Avi Mendelbaum, but it was like 2,000 daf. It was a lot of daf. And it brought him a tremendous amount of gratification that Klal Yisrael was doing something for him. It brings a big nechama to the mishpacha. So it doesn't take so much time. Go on, you click a shir. You could learn yourself, but if you want to do it easy and lazy, click, listen, 35 minutes later, you're done. And we're almost there.
We're testifying against the animal, and why does the Baal HaBehemoth have to be in court? That's
how it says. Because once it's testimony, you're saying the behemoth should be in court? Because you're really... You're saying why does that's how it works. Anytime you testify about somebody, that somebody has to be there. It's about the owner. It's to say on the animal, kach v'kach happened, but the owner has to be there. Okay, let's keep on going. We're doing good. We're going to get to easier stuff in a second. So I said this over to Rav Kahana, and he said, wait a minute. You're so excited about this that what? And it makes sense that they came in and testified about the animal, not about the owner. What, does it make sense that 6 people came to Beis Din and they testified about the same thing? You have the same taina. Each group, each pair could say, I didn't know about the other guy. What do you want from me? The first pair, I didn't know that there's going to be 2 pairs after me, that they're going to say the same thing and they're going to make him into a muad. We testified that he's a tam. Later on, everybody standing here in Beis Din is coming to testify about this ox. We only came to make him a tam. So the Gemara says 3 tirutzim over here. How can you tell that all 6 are in cahoots? You see them schmoozing with each other. They're hinting to each other. They're winking. The whole thing. Okay, fine. Or they came one after another. You see that they're all about. This is harder to understand. They don't know. They know the owner, but they can't recognize the bull anymore. They don't know where he is. He mixed in. I just had a Shabbos meal with this Givaldic guy from Farakwe, from this program called Shar, from Shar Yoshev. And he's a recent Baal Tshuva. His name is Angel. And he told me about his family. They have like 6,000 cattle in Texas. Imagine, I'm going to go knock on the door over there. I saw your bull cause damage. Shkoyach. Where is it now? It's somewhere on the ranch. Go find thousands and thousands of acres. Okay, shkoyach. So if that's the case, so what exactly are you trying to accomplish here? How are you going to make this sharamud? So he knocks on the door. He says, listen, I'm just warning you, one of your bulls, this is the 3rd time it's doing it. It's within there. Okay, it needs a lot of explanation. What's going on here? What? So one of the explanations that I saw, and the best one that I could find, is that the owner knows that his bull, Jimmy, the bull, already killed 2 other bulls at a different time. So probably the knock on the door was about, when they used to come to my house and knock on the door in Ramat al-Hanan, it wasn't about my brother Rafal. You know what I'm saying? He knew right away. My father knew, Nachamal. Again, Elio, again, beat up somebody in the neighborhood. Yivavoy. He chop right away. There's a umdin of the muchach. You know what I'm saying? He already did it twice. It's probably that one. I don't know. It's a good shaila. On 6,000, it's going to be a problem. But in those days, they had 3-4. So okay, take care of all your bulls. L'maisa, you have a mazik within your chutzner. Make sure you don't know exactly what. It's your problem. Meanwhile, it's causing a lot of damage in the neighborhood. Iboilu. What's your brand new sugya? Mamish a brand new sugya. Iboilu. Hameshasa kalboy shel chaveroi bechaveroi mau. So this, Rabbi said we have. So just for reference, and because it's geshmaka thing, chaval that we didn't have it. I don't even know what the sugya is. I really don't know, but I know that I gave a shir in this aguda in Flatbush just not so long ago, and Yoshi took a picture. He found on Google a picture of the show. It was beautiful, and the Gemara was talking something about a guy. You try to convince him to learn, doesn't learn, and he gets killed right away because he doesn't learn Torah. So here's this for reference to the. I found it to show the one that Yoshi did for tonight. This has nothing to do with our sugya. Just for this guy's.
Hey Bob, it's Parents Chaim Levin. Come on, convert, and you'll be able to join the Daf and change your life.
So this guy's not leilo shaluni. No thanks, pal. Kisser, you don't join MDY. That it could possibly happen, such a thing. Fine. So that's the guy. Now check out what happened. This guy, all the way on the right, he's already wearing a yarmulke. Today, he's back to life. He's a born again yid. Is there such a thing? I don't know. He came back. He's wearing a yarmulke. Now, I guess what's going on here is that this guy, Pinchas guy, the guy with the long, the chakran. So if you notice, the guy that got killed on the Avenue L over there, whatever it is in Flatbush, he's holding onto a Doberman Pinscher. He's holding onto a dog. The guy with the nose decided to have the dog chase the guy in the blue jacket who has a yarmulke. So there's a lot of stuff going on to get you free gemaras, like Eichler's or something, some store over there, some farm store. It's geschmack stuff. Here we go. Daf Yomi car walking by and chapsim. Now, if you don't know what chapsim is, I'll explain real quickly. Chapsim is in Brooklyn. Usually, if somebody steals something and does something bad, they scream out chapsim. It's just you scream out the top of your lungs, and people from all over the place come and grab the guy. Usually, by the time the cops come, he's not alive or he's missing a few limbs. I was zeichet to be by one chapsim. It wasn't fun for the guy. So, anyways, he screams chapsim. Okay, you have to be from Brooklyn to appreciate this. Where's the dog? I don't know. It's coming. You go. Is chapsim? Do I have to push a button here? Hold on. Maybe. You go. Oh, there's a chapsim. All right. That's Meshasa Kelev. He takes somebody else's dog and he sends the dog. The guy with the nose, Pinchasio, is he chayav or potter, Rabbi Yisai? What? You don't have this Pinchasio? Potter. Why is he potter? So what? If I take your gun and kill somebody, I'm potter. So the reason why he's potter because it's a grumma. He didn't knock the guy down. He didn't bite the guy. He told the dog to do it. It's a grumma. Now. Says the Gemara, the guy that sent the dog, he's certainly potter. Bal kelev mai. So that's the discussion today. What happens to the owner of the dog? Is he chayav or not? Now, why would he be chayav? Like, what did he do? He was standing there. What did he do? What did I do? I didn't do anything. Or no, you can say. He's the type of dog you say, get him. You say, chaps him, and he goes running. You should have had him killed. You have a dog that any guy could walk by this dog and say, get him. Okay? He's a dangerous dog. He's not a canine that, some of these canines, these dogs that are helping the Chayalim in Israel, you know how much they cost? They're between $50,000 to $100,000, some of these dogs. That's a dog that's trained. You can't say, get him. His handler could say, get him, and he goes. You have a dog that's meshuga. He's like a canine, but not a canine. You say anybody that walks by says, get him, and he bites people. So a dog like that you have to get rid of. He's a danger to society. Amar B'Zeir, Tashma, let me prove it. V'tam, shiyu atinogis b'mashim boy ben gech. What's the time? We said in the Mishnah, the children poke him and he doesn't gore. But if he does gore, he's chayiv. So you see from here that if a child pokes the dog and the dog bites the child, who's chayiv? The owner of the dog. But the owner of the dog didn't do anything. Now, the Gemara says one of the obvious things here. We're just trying to prove, the Mishnah is not saying something about this animal that's chayiv about it. The Mishnah is saying, how does an animal become bal tshuva if a kid pokes him and he doesn't do anything, he becomes bal tshuva? How are you being medayik from that if the kid poked him and he bit him, then you chayiv? Who's talking about chayiv? We're not talking about chayiv and pos, we're talking about how do you become bal tshuva? Fine. Toshma. She's the Kelev.
Why would it be chayiv? You did gore.
Well, what?
Okay.
No, the owner. The owner. Why should the owner? If you have a dog in your yard and a kid comes and pokes its eye and the dog bites him, why should the owner be chayiv? The Gemara thought we had a diuk, but the Gemara says don't make diukim here. We're talking about bal tshuva. Tashma, she's a Kelev. You made your dog run after somebody. She's a banoichash or a snake. Potter. You notice it doesn't say pturim. It says potter. One person is potter. My lav potter mishasa, the guy that sent the dog, sent the snake. V'chayev bal kelev. If the bal kelev, if the owner was potter, should say pturim. So you want to know loyim a potter af mishasa. You're right. It's talking about one, but it means the owner for sure is potter. Everybody with common sense would say, why would it be chayev? We're not even talking about the owner. We're talking about the Rasha that said, go get him. Maybe he should be chayiv. No, potter. He's potter. We are talking about one person, but we're talking about the one that's not so obvious. Just as you know, halacha says Rav, and this is passing in Shulchan Aruch, even if you say that when you send the dog after your friend, if the dog turns around and bites you, you're potter. The owner's potter. Why? Even if you say the owner's chayiv in the other case, in this case that he bit the bad guy, potter. Mataima, kolam shana uba. Kolam shana uba acher v'shina boy, potter.
If you kill the guy, you still have to kill the dog. Right?
Hold on. Oh, this is just the yisoid. I just want to have a yisoid for today. Kolam shana. If you do something wrong, and then somebody else comes and does another bad thing, two wrongs make a right. That's what it says here. Kol mashana. If you do something wrong, and then somebody comes and does something wrong on top of that, he's potter. It's not right. It's just potter. So that's why if you were trying to rates on the dog, how do you say rates on in English?
Egg on.
Egg on the dog. So you're doing something bad. Then the dog turns around and bites you. He did something on top of your bad. You're a bad guy. So now the dog did something bad. Don't come betide us. You can't. He's potter. I see that there's something like Rosh Lakish says, like you. The Rosh Lakish, there's two cows in Rosh Hashanah. One is sitting here. Here's the picture. This is AI Rabbi. If you want to know what AI looks like, this is from David Kanner. I asked him to do this picture, and it's perfect. There's a cow sitting down in the middle of the street. What is this cow doing? Something bad. You don't park your car in the middle of a highway. Okay, you don't go slow in the middle of the highway. There's certain rules. Comes the second cow. It doesn't just walk over him. It gives him a nice gesunde kick. You see, he's looking at him. It's a good picture. Shows it very well. So that's our sugya. That's kola mishana. The cow did mishuna. He was doing something weird, strange. And uba acher comes another cow and does something bad. Potter. Ubata malach revutza ptura. So you see this idea. Revutza b'maleches. But if the one on the floor stuck up its foot and tripped him, chayev is chayev. So you see that Rish Lakish says like you. No, I would have made this cow chayev. Why? You're allowed to walk on me. You don't have a right to kick me. If you're trying to get a dog to bite somebody and the dog comes and bites you, good. But over here, you have a right to walk on me, fine, but you don't have a right to turn around and kick me in the face. Where'd that come from? So Mela, Rava says, I don't agree with that. In that case, I would be Mechayev. Let's just learn part of this Mishnah, where we're very late. Motzei Shabbos we're late. Shara Mazik, B'shus HaNitzuk Keitzad. Shara Mazik, how does it work? So now, we had all these, but because Heshi didn't see them yet, do them for Heshi. Says the Mishnah. How? Nogach. This is Nogach. It might take some time. Did you see these yet, Tashi? No. I knew you didn't see them. So for you, this is the Nagicha. I don't know why everybody likes this one. They like to see other bulls flying through the air. This is Nogaf. Does Doylem remember what Nogaf is? What's Nogaf? Does anybody know what Nogaf is? Huh? The body. Says Aaron. You hear? Aaron knows his stuff. He doesn't just put on TVs and stuff. He knows his stuff. All right. Push him with the body. I don't like this one. We have to take out one part of it. But okay. That's Nogaf with the body. Noshach. We know what Noshach is, but the point over here is that it's not biting food. It's biting. Oh, this actually has sound all of a sudden. It damaged. It's like a told of Karen. Robots is okay. Sharp. These are the things. This is the new MDY, the Beis Hashem. It's going to get better and better. But we have a but. Here we go. Kids are damaged. It's not regel. Regel is walking normally. This is trying to do damage b'dafka. Nogach, noshach, rovatz, bot, b'shus harabim, mishalem chatzi nezek. Why? Because Karen b'shus harabim, yechayev chatzi nezek. B'shus hanizok, mitar v'noyim nezek shalem, chachomoyim chatzi nezek. Okay, so maybe we'll stop over here because it's late. We'll say Tehillim real quickly. Rabbi say, let's say Tehillim Kavana, and we'll say it together. How about we say Kuf Men Beis? Everybody have Kuf Men Beis? Maskil David, B'Yosoi, V'Amros, Filo, Koili, Eladino Yezo, Koili, Eladino Yeschanon, Eshpoich Lefonov Sichi, Tzorosi, Lefonov Agid, B'Satei Folai Ruchi, B'Ato Yodato Nesivosi, Boirach Zua Alech, Tomnu Fachli, Habeit Yominu Re'ei Ve'ini Makir, Ovad Monois Mimeni, Ein Dereish L'Nafshi, Zoakti Elecho Adino, Yomarti Ato Machsi, Chelki Beretz HaChaim, Hakshiva Rinosi, Gidaloi Simyoid, Hatzilini Miroid Fai, Kiyom Tzumimeni, Oitziom Memazger Nafshi, Loidoise Shemecho, Biachtiru Tzadikim, Kisigmor Loloi, Acheinu Kol Beis Yisrael, Anesunim, Bitzoro Vashivyo, Oim de Ben Bayom, Ben Bayabosho, Amokim Rachim Aleim, Yitzim Bitzoro Lirvocho, Umeafelo Liyoiro, Umishibu Ligeulo, Hashto Bagalo Bizman Koriv, Rimar Omein. A good Tavov, Ishkar becoming.